Hey, welcome back to the Word of Mouth podcast. We just listened to Aim Small, Miss Small. It's a good story of, you know, I'd say the four most powerful triggers for me to make me drink again were boredom, shame, guilt, and disappointment. And what happened was I was overextending myself to avoid boredom, but I was putting myself at risk, higher risk of shame, guilt, and disappointment, which those three are more powerful than boredom, right? Those are harder to fight off than boredom. I figured out how to deal with boredom. Just do positive things. Journal, write my book, record these podcasts, go volunteer, go to meetings. Like, those are things that I can easily do with boredom that don't put me at risk of failing, right? Because if I journal, great. If I don't, it's okay. I won't feel bad. Right? I figured out how to deal with boredom. It's hard to deal with shame, guilt, and disappointment. Those are powerful, moving things. So what I did on that next year is I flipped it around, right? And I decided to aim small, miss small to lower my risk of shame, guilt, and disappointment, and to just figure out how to deal with boredom. And it was a successful recipe for me. I don't know if it will be successful for you, but if you're wanting a way to start, like I talked about my chief, old Uncle Chuck in the Navy, that's how I started, right? I took somebody else's way that worked, that I understood because he showed me what to do with my hands. Same thing when he showed me how to do the performance evaluations. He actually sat down at a computer and he showed me, he opened things up and he taught me what they were, click by click, box by box, dot by dot, right? And then he handed it off to me, right? It's a way to learn. So when you're trying to get sober, like, the only thing you've got is the desire to stop drinking or using, and you need somebody to reach over and put their hands on your hands and give you some things to do to get you going in the right direction. So let me put my hands on your hands, right? Let me guide you in the right direction and set you up for success so that you can deal with you can lower your risk of these strong triggers. Because I'm sure if you're listening to this and you're interested, right? Whether you're interested because you're an addict or an alcoholic trying to get off, or you're interested because you're trying to get a medical degree and you want to understand the disease better, right? Either way, it's good. Or maybe you have a family member that you're trying to better understand, right? Perfect. That's awesome. Hey, put my hands on your hands and give you the way. Aim small, miss small. Go to a meeting and pick something to do. Something that you like. Woodworking, throwing knives, playing tennis, swimming, sitting on the beach, walking your dog, cooking dinner. These are all examples. Like, pick one that works for you, or use that list to get your creative juices going to figure out what your second thing could be. And your second thing, if it's important to you, like the Marine that I talked about, getting his boys off the bus and cooking dinner and eating with them every night was a value he wanted to instill in his family. It was something he grew up, his dad did, and he wanted to be that for his boys. I thought that was beautiful, right? So going to a meeting and being there for his kids to get off the bus and cook dinner, those are two very powerful things that kept him sober. And I haven't seen him in a while because I haven't been back to that meeting house, but I would go to Vegas and bet that he's still going strong, because the foundation of his sobriety and the two things that he's got to keep him sober are solid, right? I love that quote from the Patriot, man. Aim small, miss small. You can use it in your life in a lot of ways. The miss small things are the important things in your life. Keeping your car registration up, you're getting your bills paid on time, getting up, showing up on time to work with a book and a pen, looking presentable, right? That's you aiming small, missing small. You making those things a priority in your life every day. Get up, shave, comb your hair, take a shower, iron your clothes, leave early, build in time to get to work early, show up 5-10 minutes early, have a book and a pen, say yes ma'am, yes sir, no sir. Those are the basics in life that I was missing. That's what got me thrown out of the special operations community for 2 years, just to be imprisoned on a ship to strip and wax and paint. All right, the basics in life. It was sad that I bounced around this community for a year before I finally got my first real true leader, a chief that gave a crap about me. And he wasn't even a chief from the community that I was in. He was a gunner's mate chief. He taught me the two most valuable lessons that I could have learned as a young sailor. And if you're a young kid listening to this, I hope this seats well with you, right? He told me, you are either an asset or you are a liability. And right now, Mouth, you are a freaking liability, right? You do great at work, but you are a loose cannon when you leave that gate. And because of your off-duty antics, you're now in this position. So what you need to do is you need to learn how to shut up and row. Just come in on time every day in the right uniform with a book and a pen and just say, yes, chief, no, chief, yes, sir, no, sir, roger that. And just do it every day. Get the reps of life, man. Just get in here and row the boat every day. You're either talking or you're rowing. It's one or the other. And you're doing too much talking and not enough rowing. So get in here and row the boat. Shut up and row the boat. Row it every day, day in and day out, and good things will happen for you. But right now, you are a liability, and you're viewed as a liability. And the only way that you're going to become an asset is you're going to have to shut up and row. And, it was a very hard thing to hear, and it was a very hard thing to do. And that was coming from an era where you didn't talk back to elders. Right? There wasn't any of this quiet quitting woke stuff back then. So for me to have to shut up and row was difficult, but I'll tell you what, when I've had that realization and I started doing it, Chief Floyd, shout out to him, man, best damn Navy chief I ever served with, because he was the first damn Navy chief that ever gave a crap about me. He's somebody who saw potential and needed to be pointed in the right direction. He taught me the two most important things a young person can learn coming out into the world, no matter where they go, whether it's working in McDonald's, the military, in the corporate world, as an intern, college. Be on time, look presentable, have a book and a pen, shut up and row the boat. Because if you're either talking or you're rowing, and if you're rowing, you're becoming an asset, and if you're talking, you're probably working yourself towards liability. The people that are going to get ahead are the ones that are rowing. When the opportunities come, they are the ones that will be selected, not you. And you'll be sitting there wondering why. It's probably because you were too busy talking and not rowing. My niece Cameron, she's discovering that. She graduated from a trade school at Texas A&M University. She went to work for the city there in Waco doing construction chemistry, and she took my advice. She went in there, booking a pen, show up on time, have a smile. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Write things down, follow up, make sure you do everything on the list, and boom, good things happen for her, right? Because I told her, she listened to the podcast that I was on, Building Great Sales Team, where I told this story. And I was like, and an opportunity is going to come, right? And they're going to pick you because they trust you, because you're dependable, right? You're dependable because you got a book and a pen. You do the little things, the disciplines of life every day. You become dependable and trustworthy, worthy of trust. And then an opportunity comes and they need to pick somebody. They're going to pick somebody they trust, somebody who's not going to embarrass the organization, somebody who's going to be an ambassador, a good representative, not the mouthy one that's always causing problems. And boom, who do they pick? My niece, to represent her graduating class of the trade school program to go to D.C. and brief at the Department of Transportation, right? And she flies up to D.C., she calls, she's so happy, she's showing me her room and telling me, I said, Cam, after you go out to dinner, go back to the room, get everything out, put your outfit on, make sure you got everything, because if you put it on, you notice that you're not wearing shoes or socks. Then take your outfit off, spot clean it, iron it, get your book, pen, purse, bag, everything ready, set it all out before you go do anything. Show up on time, everything, right? She does it again, boom. They had a scholarship to give out, they selected her. Right? And it's just because the basic disciplines of life. You got to learn how to shut up and row.